Hello and welcome back to Motorpoint. Now, I don't think there's much worse in life than feeling as if you've been replaced, whether it's by your lover, your cat, or worst of all, your boss. Yes, this is a fourth generation Kia Sportage. It has just been replaced by an all singing, all dancing new one, which looks a bit like a weird alien spaceship. And the new one is a bit bigger and it's a bit more high tech. But this one is available today from Motorpoint Peterborough. It's still in warranty for another 5 years and it's available today. The new one, massive waiting list for that. So should you wait for ages to get your new Kia Sportage or save some cash and drive away today in a nearly new one? That's what we're going to find out in this video. While the new Sportage looks all angry and like it's been designed in a dystopian future where we can only eat KFC, this kind of looks normal now. These are so popular on the road. I know when this first came out, Kia told us that this is meant to look like a tiger's nose. I don't really see it. In fact, when I go to the zoo, I just see Korean SUVs instead of animals, but looks quite nice. The Sportage was facelifted in 2018. That means it's updated slightly. It got new LED daytime running lights so you can spot it a mile away at night. This is a nearly top spec 4 model, so it gets black plastic on the grille. GT line models and above get chrome, but other than that, they all look pretty much the same. And you get the old Kia badge, but is that worth spending an extra 10 grand just to get the new one? I don't think so. 10 grand can buy you a lot of Pizza Hut buffet. Around the side, you get alloy wheels. Even if you get an entry-level version of the Sportage, you get alloys. These are 18s, but you get 16s, 17s, 18s, or even 19s on the top spec ones. But actually, the smaller wheels are a little bit more comfy over bumps. Around the back, you get LED tail lights joined by this very Blade Runner-esque light bar, which looks as modern as anything that's just come out, like the new Sportage. But enough of all of that, it's time for my favorite part of the review, Motorpoint's Big Boot Challenge. I kind of needed a third arm for that to work, but anyway, we're gonna put some stuff in the boot to show how big it is. The Sportage has a 491 litre boot, which has, oh my days, an actual honest to goodness real spare wheel. But the boot really is big enough for everything you need for a holiday as a family of 4, unless you need to take a massive pram or a dog or anything like that. Now, GT Line and GT Line S models get an LED light in here and also a removable LED torch, which can be handy for finding lost cuddly toys. Meowterpoint, that's what it's now called. It's actually called MOG, but copyright laws and all that. So the boot's pretty roomy then. But what about the back seats? Let's find out. Now, despite the fact the Kia Sportage has a slightly sloping roofline, I've got loads of headroom in here, and this one does have a sunroof, and normally that reduces headroom, but I can sit upright with no problems. I've got loads of room for my feet, enough room for my knees. I've also got a USB socket and a 12-volt socket down here as well. Your middle seat passenger, they have to put their feet either side of a slight hump in the floor, but it's not that bad, and you can recline this bench, or if you want to feel like a Victorian headmistress, force your children to sit bolt upright for a bit more boot space. Now, there's no point in your kids having all the fun and comfort in the back. Up front, things are really good as well. And this Sportage was really the first Kia that took it to Volkswagen and the Tiguan in terms of build quality. It feels solid and nice in here. And I've got a big infotainment system with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, so you can cruise along listening to the Encanto soundtrack for probably the 2 millionth time. While the new Sportage gets a big, shiny digital dashboard here, you just get old school, simple, clear, easy to read rev counter and speedo dials. What more do you really need? You also get loads of cubbies. There's one in the center armrest. You've got big door bins that can hold big bottles of water. There's a USB charger down there and a 12-volt. And if you've not been using your sunglasses holder to carry your wet wipes around, are you even living? No, but that's enough about the interior of the Sportage. Let's go out and go for a drive. You can get this with basically a 1.6 petrol or 1.6 diesel. The diesel is called the CRDI, or Cruddy for short, but it is far from it. It's claimed to get 58 miles per gallon and it's got 134 horsepower. This is the 1.6 petrol. It's got the same power, but it's quite a bit thirstier. You're going to get more like 40, 45 mpg, but it's a lot smoother and it's a lot quieter. Otherwise, it hasn't really got any niggles to drive. It's very easy to see out of. Manual gearbox is dead smooth. The clutch is nice and light. It's just an easy family car to drive. But I'm going to get some motorway, do 70 miles an hour, tell you about the refinement, then get some twisty country roads to see if it handles well and if I can make my cameraman feel sick. Right, I'm doing 70 miles an hour on a dual carriageway and it's very refined. I can hear myself think. My passenger, if I had one, would be able to hear me. It's just not noisy. It's very easy to drive. I've got a lane keeping system, which is keeping me in my lane. You can turn it off, but it's not annoying and I don't really feel the need to turn it off. So yeah, good motorway cruiser this would be brilliant for getting the family down to the south of France. And I'm going to go and do some country roads now, find out how it handles. Right, I'm on a twisty country road. Take that, cameraman. And to be honest, the Sportage just feels like a modern SUV to drive. It doesn't roll around like you might expect in the corners. And you're not really wallowing around on a bumpy straight road either. You're not going to feel car sick. It feels tied down and like you're always connected to the road. It's reassuring is what it is. And it won't leave your little ones vomiting all over the back seats, which is a bonus. But anyway, enough about last night's dinner. Let's go back to Motorpoint for an outro. To sum up, if you need a family SUV and you don't want to spend loads of money and wait ages for a new one, then the 4th gen Kia Sportage is a cracking choice. It's got the same connectivity and tech as the newer cars. It's still spacious and it's really good to drive. You can even get a 4-wheel drive one if you live somewhere that gets really icy winters. Park it next to new Kia Sportage and you either think this looks much better or as good as the new one. And to be honest, I can't judge what looks good. I'm driving around with a stuffed toy cat in my boot. Anyway, thank you ever so much for watching. Remember to go to motorpoint.co.uk to see our huge range of nearly new cars and vans, or click the link in the description if your typing fingers don't work so well these days. Thank you for watching. Please like this video if it's been helpful. Do subscribe because we've got plenty more nearly new car and van reviews coming soon. Although they probably won't all have stuffed cats in them. Maybe they will. Haven't really decided yet.